That's great, actually. I look forward to using this. Generic intro to theduckgoesmoo. We're back with some more Bad Weapon Academy by Fish Stick on a Stick. Today we are finishing up with all the newest episodes. We are reacting to the candy cane, which I didn't even know was in the game. I thought it was just a seasonal thing. Apparently, I think it's a scout weapon from what everybody's told me. This is his most recent episode. It came out not that long ago, actually. I will react to future Bad Weapon Academy videos when they come out. You want to check out last week's video, which was the backscatter. I'll leave it right up there. Also, link down below in the description. Also, being two playlists on my channel, Team Fortress and my Bad Weapon Academy videos. Oh man, the backscatter was so bad. I use it on stream because I stream Team Fortress 2 on Fridays over on Twitch. Link down below in the description at 5 p.m. I try to use the weapons and use the tips that he gives you. Backscatter I tried, and there were basically no tips. It was really bad. Basically, there's no situation where I'd rather have that over the stock gun. But the candy cane should be interesting, and then, I don't know, in the future, maybe we'll do some Jump Academy streams, and then you can see me absolutely hate life live on stream, and probably join and just have, you know, make fun of me for not being able to rocket jump, or not be able to do a certain jump, because it's dumb. But I hope you're enjoying these videos. I don't know what to react to next. Let me know in the comment section. I read every single video, or every single comment. Hope you're enjoying the videos, and shout out to the patrons. They get the videos a day early, live inside of a paywall on the channel. Let's go ahead and jump into candy cane. Alright, candy cane time. I thought this was like a seasonal thing. Oh, well, he does love festivizing stuff. Also, I should be using the candy cane today on stream for the very first time. At 5 p.m. on Twitch. theduckgoesmoo. Link down below in the description. Wow, that heavy. It's not paying attention at all. So, he's not even using the candy cane. This is just him getting kills as scout. Wait, what? What is the candy cane a weapon? Wow. What is there? Can they not see him or something, or do they just ignore the scout? I mean, some people are trying to fight him, but like, a little wiener. So, oh, there's the candy cane. So it's a melee weapon. I guess he just wanted to include that crazy life. I'm also reacting to how it feels to play by Lacey Purple on Sundays.
Merry Christmas.
Check out any of those.
And welcome to Bad Weapon Academy.
When does this come out?
Where we take a look at the worst
December 28th. It was a little late.
Offer, and I show you how to best utilize them. This holiday season, we're looking at the candy cane. I was hesitant to make this a Bad Weapon Academy initially. The candy cane is one of those weapons that really rides the line between good and bad so closely that I wasn't sure where to place it. I mean, hell, you saw the intro. When the hell was the last time I was able to get a godlike with a featured weapon? What, the Liberty Launcher? It's not like I killed anyone with the candy cane itself, but
exactly.
If the issue is survivability, then a godlike is a pretty sure indicator that it can't be all bad. When I did my weapon tier list stream, I placed it in C tier, which is where other bad weapons like the Brass Piece, Liberty Launcher, and Classic ended up too. But C tier isn't a sure thing bad weapon.
Classic, and it's not even close.
I covered those weapons mainly because the other options in the same slot are just so good that a C tier is really underwhelming. But a C tier for a scout melee, that's not so bad, right?
Considering he has the weakest melee.
You barely ever use your melee as a scout anyway, who cares? Well, if you've ever fought an explosive class while holding this thing, you should. Let's talk about why. The
I don't even know what it does.
Is pretty simple. Once you equip it, any enemy you kill will drop a small health pack that can be picked up by yourself, your teammates, or even your enemies. It functions identically to any other small health kit.
And does, I guess, base melee?
1/5 of the HP of whoever picks it up. With the small exception that it won't recharge the lunchbox items of heavies at full health, and it will despawn after a small period of time. The downside to this is that you take 25%
from explosive.
more damage from explosive.
It doesn't really matter though, because you're
considering
stuck,
how high damaging most explosive weapons already are, and how low your health pool is, this is a really crippling downside. Other than that,
kind of like the
functions identically to the stock bat in terms of damage, swing speed, all that jazz. One of the interesting things about the candy cane is that both of its effects are passive. A trait not shared by many other melee weapons.
Weak to explosives.
Weapons like the Power Jack or Warrior Spear will only have damage vulnerabilities while active, same as their upsides. But with the candy cane, you can kill someone with any of your weapons out and be rewarded for it with free health. Or have any of your weapons out and be punished for it with harsh explosive damage. Let's talk about the upside first. Having small health packs drop on kill is really nice, and it's a unique upside as a reward for killing an enemy.
Is there any other gun like that?
Diet Mad Milk. Or I guess low-fat Mad Milk. you know,
Love that.
1%. It has the same core concept behind it.
I don't
Do
drink
damage
milk.
and kill people to keep yourself in the fight longer, or even support your teammates.
Whoa.
The difference is being
Oh,
it's
soda
not
popper.
consumable and on a timer, and in fact, it's basically always
5 health.
active, which is good. But it can only affect the person you're killing
Oh,
after they've
God.
already
How did
died
he
by
not
your
get him?
hand and going to roughly the location they died, which is bad. It's a give and take,
Yeah.
but that helps keep it balanced and not a straight upgrade to what is arguably Scout's most powerful tool. Not that it would be in any case.
Oh,
It's
hello.
not like enemies can steal your mad milk unless a pyro reflects it back at you. Speaking of pyros,
Oh, I guess
this is
they
one of
can.
the best applications of the candy cane, as the small health pack will extinguish a pyro's afterburn or any
Oh?
other damage over time effect, while giving you a little bit of health on top of that.
Huh.
If you're the kind of scout who can secure a kill on a pyro often, but struggle
I
to survive
can't.
in the aftermath, then this might just be the melee for you. And it fills the pyro counter function arguably better than the sun on a stick, which has this
Sun
function
on a stick.
specifically built in mind. On the subject of counters, it's also a great weapon for seeing if a spy
Use
can
the
kill
shortstop.
has
I like the
activated his
shortstop.
dead ringer. If he drops a health pack, you can rest assured knowing he's really dead. But if not,
Oh.
he's still around. Back on the
That's
subject of enemies
great,
taking the
actually.
health packs,
I look
in
forward to
order
using this.
potentially take advantage of this, you could bait them into a predictable position to secure an easier kill, but more often than not,
Oh.
this effect could just screw you over in a larger team fight. In fact, a psychological effect I've noticed while using it is that it's easy to get tunnel visioned onto your own health kit, and it can make your movements far more
Oh, yeah,
predictable
because
if
it's
you're
like, oh,
not
I killed him.
careful.
I gotta go get him.
Health packs
Makes
are
sense.
best saved for after a fight, or unless you've got no other choice.
Can anybody else
Overall,
pick
it's
up the health
great
packs?
for killing single targets, but it's less beneficial in larger groups unless you can somehow ensure enemies won't be able to get to the pack. On the flip side, if you have a teammate close by in a fight and you finish the enemy off, they'll probably be pretty grateful for you kill stealing if it gives them enough health to safely get away.
Exactly.
Or
And
back
if they're on
into the
fire
fight.
like that.
However, one super niche problem is that if the server you're playing on has Halloween mode enabled, that turns your small health kits into little chocolate bars which blend into the game's color palette a
Oh.
lot better and can therefore be harder to spot when you or your enemies need health. Anyway,
That
to
makes
sum
sense.
things up, the closer you are to your enemies, the better this upside is, which can be a problem when getting into the downside.
It's fine. Oh,
Explosives
Yeah, that's gonna happen a lot.
are kind of a bitch. You know how
Kind
scout
of?
mains love to complain about the direct hit being able to one-shot them, even though it's their
Maybe
fault for
everything
running
can.
right into the face of a direct hit soldier without even staggering their movement or attempting to maintain even a
Yikes.
medium range? Imagine that, but it's pretty much every explosive weapon.
oh,
I think only the Liberty Launcher and Airstrike won't be able to one-shot you even at max ramp-up. Everything else, though, rockets, stickies, and grenades especially are your kryptonite.
stickies too.
Grenades are the
Oh.
real bitch thanks to their lack of damage fall off. It essentially turns every single grenade launcher into the old lock and load against you. One tap, and if you're not overhealed, boom, you're
dead.
And the
That's
current lock and load
bad.
is basically an explosive sniper rifle against you. There are also sentry rockets to worry about, but honestly, as a scout, you're usually a
dodging
dead
those.
man running in front of a sentry regardless. I can only see this
Yeah,
being an actual
sentries are
detriment
annoying.
if the
I hate them.
engineer is using the Wrangler to target you specifically with the rockets at long range. Thanks to
Thanks,
damage
game,
ramp
yeah.
up, grenades aren't the only thing you have to worry about being able to one-shot you. Rockets
God.
have a base damage of 90, but this can go up to 112 with damage ramp up, putting you well within one-shot
What is
range of a
damage ramp
soldier
off?
you get too close to. Stickies can do the same thing, but they aren't always the biggest concern for scouts since they are pretty slow and you're one of Demo's best counters. But if the demo
Yeah.
uses the Quickie Bomb launcher, that can change very quickly. Good thing no one's made a
Jesus.
video recently about why you should use that weapon.
I haven't seen that video.
So what this adds up to is the candy
guess
cane's
watch that
upside
video.
and downside work against each other, but only
Did
against
try to get the melee?
explosives.
He actually got the melee.
Against anything else, it's almost always a straight upgrade unless the enemy takes your kit. But against explosive classes, suddenly
I like
you
it
need to
just
get
for the
a
dead
lot
ringer
better at scout.
aspect.
I guess it's almost like the reverse of the short circuit in that regard. So what's the deal? How do we make this weapon work for us? Well, let me start off by saying this. It is a blessing, or more accurately a Christmas miracle, that of all the classes to have this downside, it's Scout. Since he is
Why?
easily the class most capable of avoiding explosive damage thanks
That's
to his
true.
insane on-demand
Imagine if it
mobility.
was heavy
If
or
someone
something.
like Demo, Heavy, or Sniper had this same melee with the same upsides and downsides, it wouldn't go so well for them. But just because it's an avoidable
Yeah,
downside
backscatter would have been good there.
doesn't mean it still isn't one. So it's best to use a loadout that complements this item. Using the shortstop to enhance your mid-range
I did like the
combat
shortstop
against
a lot.
explosive classes to stay out of their range is one way to work against the downside. However, it doesn't let you take advantage of the upside as often and is a lot more punishing in terms of your damage output. If you can use it to support your teammates, this can work out for you. But again, it runs a risk of accidentally healing any nearby enemies. My personal recommendation for a primary is the Soda Popper. The fast firing and reload
never
means
gotten
you can take
to
out
get the
any
hype
nearby
full.
enemies quickly
Ever.
and efficiently.
Never.
In the best case scenario, before they even have time to react. And the hype meter can make you nearly unhittable should you run into an explosive class, assuming it's full when you do
never
beat them.
been
Most
able
of the
to do
primaries
it.
can work for you though. I found success with stock and
I
even
usually
the
use Force of
Babyface's
Nature.
blaster. However, it's worth noting that
Babyface?
the Force of Nature knocking your enemies away can potentially mess you up by launching your health kit too far away.
Okay,
For
I'll probably use
secondaries,
shortstop.
I wouldn't say there's a wrong choice with the
Maybe the
exception
Criticola
of the
too.
Criticola. While it does make you a lot punchier at close range, the fact that it marks you for death makes you highly vulnerable to splash damage, and even lets airstrike and Liberty Launcher
That's
soldiers
true.
one-shot you now.
Okay, maybe
And
I shouldn't do
long-range
that.
directs from any explosive are now a lot more dangerous, even if you're overhealed. As for the other secondaries, the stock pistol is a great mid-range harassment tool and close-range finisher in pretty much any situation. If you find yourself needing to back
Here for the
up
health
out of
pack, even though he had a
explosive
medic.
class or finish off someone after a soda popper burst, it's a great choice. Bonk has the benefit of letting you pick your fights a lot more safely. If you can
True.
find an opportunity to drink it, you can get out of a fight you know you can't win, or even flank
That's
behind
true.
the enemy to catch your explosive counters or other high-priority targets off guard. The Winger is also
I don't think
good
I've
for
ever used
flanking, but with this set in
Bonk.
particular, its best utility is gaining high ground. High ground
I
is
use
both
the
an
Winger.
explosive class's greatest weakness and a scout's greatest strength. Being able to hit your enemies while they can't hit you nearly as easily is a big part
That's why I
of what
love
makes
speed.
good scouts so terrifying. And the Winger allows you to take
Jesus.
advantage of this on the fly. Or it can simply help you mitigate splash damage at the best of your ability.
There's so much
the
going on
guillotine
right
is
here.
a great mid to long range option.
Never used
Good
the
for
guillotine.
buttering up enemies before you engage them in a proper fight, or
Oh,
finishing off
how did
targets
that
at longer
hit?
ranges. It doesn't have all that much synergy with the candy cane, but I wouldn't call it a bad option. If you want to roleplay as a mobile dispenser, you can use the Mad Milk to become the ultimate support scout. And this is the set I would recommend running the shortstop with the most. My personal
Mad Milk
favorite pick
shortstop
is the
and-
pocket pistol. The lack of 3 bullets is a fairly negligible downside, and the health on hit pairs very nicely with the small health packs, keeping you in the fight and aggressive for as long as possible. Think of the pocket pistol as your flame belch and the
Cow.
candy cane as your glory kills, and you'll get a decent idea of how to use this loadout. The candy cane is probably one of the most extreme examples of tough love in the entire game. If you're not so
What do you
great
mean?
at scout, and find yourself dying to soldiers and demos often enough as it stands,
Yeah.
you're probably gonna hate this weapon, and it's
Nah.
gonna hate you back. It's got an odd sort of learning curve.
I'm gonna
to
die
it
to him
that
anyway.
makes it more worth using during that learning process than once you are already a top tier scout. Because here's the thing:
That's assuming
once
I'm
you
top
get
tier scout.
really, really good with your movement to the point where explosive
Why
classes
are they
can
all together
rarely
like
ever
that?
touch you, you're not going to be taking much damage from anything at all. When you're at full health, what happens with that health kit is largely out of your control, and it can end up
True.
screwing you over should someone
Oh,
else
wow,
grab
he's
it
able to get
mid-fight.
that.
So the candy cane is simultaneously better and worse the better you get at scout. It's better
Bro,
in that it makes
he's
certain
wiping
fights
the
a lot
floor
more
with
forgiving,
them.
but worse in that once you're at a certain point, there
Just
isn't
melee them
much
with
point
Scout.
in using it outside of intentionally handicapping yourself. I've only ever seen a handful of scouts reach a level that makes this thing useless though, so it's not a big deal. This isn't like getting good enough at sniper to make the Bizarre Bargain a straight upgrade where all you have to do
I
is get
don't
2
think I've ever
headshot
used it.
kills and not die. If dodging explosives is something you need help learning to do, the candy cane will
yeah.
force you to get good at it or die trying. And you
Which is
will
very
die
good.
in the process.
A lot.
A lot. For some general tips, keep to high ground as much as possible.
Use the
You'll get hit
winger.
by splash much less frequently, which forces
If you're not on
enemies
the
to
ground.
hit directs on you. It's also not the enemy you see in front of you that you always have to worry about. The most dangerous soldier or demo is the one you can't see. So
Like that.
vigilance is absolutely essential. This
I think
is
we
the
use the
area where
shortstop,
weapon is
candy
the
cane,
most
and winger.
punishing, Because in the majority of situations,
I don't
it's
know, I'm
not
messing
going to
around.
be your fault that you didn't know a soldier or demo was right around the corner you're checking. But with any
Yeah,
other
that
melee,
happens to me a
you're
lot. I turn a
punished
corner and
for not
explode.
having psychic powers or wall hacks. For this reason, among others, I would say you're best off using this on a map with as few chokes as possible. If you're playing on Koth or 5 CP, you're probably going to have a lot of fun with
What's
this.
5 CP?
But on something like Payload or Attack Defend, that's a very different story. Having a medic on your team will help you avoid getting one-shot once you're overhealed, but it also
Yeah.
stands a very good chance of making the benefit redundant. After all, if you're regularly
You don't need to
overhealed,
heal.
then
Yeah,
you
you
won't
don't
have
need the
much
healing
need
part.
for small health packs outside of fringe situations or for
Exactly.
the medic himself. You're also going to need to do a cost-benefit analysis on when going for a health pack is going to be worth it or not. There's going to be plenty of situations where
You're gonna
trying to
focus
get
on
it
the
is
health
going to
pack
get
so
yourself
much.
killed. So it'll likely be better to simply use your mobility to get out of there and let the enemy take it for themselves.
Yeah,
Also,
get out of
one
that
last
sentry.
thing that I just think is kind of funny: if you kill bind with the candy cane, your corpse will drop a health kit. So I'm sure
Why?
you could use that to your advantage in very
that a bug?
fringe situations, like a suicide play to save a burning medic or something. And that about covers the
Oh.
candy cane. It's a simple weapon with a lot of
Dude, that'd be
nuance
so
to it.
clutch.
It requires a very specific skill set to use properly, and once you do manage to achieve that, it's really not a terrible weapon. Could it be better? I certainly think it
Yeah,
could.
how would you make it better?
How you would make it better depends on how you choose to buff it. The direction I'd like to go is like this. Change the 25% explosion penalty to an overall 15% damage penalty on all sources. It's still punishing,
Okay,
but not to
but
the
it's
point
not
where you're
one
likely
shot.
to be one shot by something that you didn't even see coming. Then my other
I
suggestion
missed that one.
would be to give you some capacity
So
to
you
use
still
a
make it.
small health kit even if you're at full health. I have two possible suggestions for this one. One is to give yourself or your teammates overheal upon picking it up to
Oh.
1/5 of the health of whoever picks it up. This is a simple change, but it could
So it'd
really
be
let
like
you
a
snowball
better
larger
small health
fights
pack.
and help offset your weakness without needing a medic. My other suggestion
Sounds
would be
really
to give it
good.
a more supportive role that doesn't rely on your teammates noticing the pack and picking it up for themselves, which can
Well,
be hard
it
for them to
ignores
keep
it.
track of in the middle of a team
And
fight.
then,
If you're at full health, picking up the health kit will fill up a new Sandman-style meter that can't be
For
charged
cheer?
by any other means. This would
Huh.
allow you to launch the health kit like a baseball at any teammate
What?
you want. Kind of like a mix between the Sandman and
Now
the
that's a
Crusader's
really cool
crossbow.
idea.
You
I like
would
that.
also be able to launch it at enemies, which could lead to griefing, but there might be some workarounds to that. Like the health kit simply
Maybe.
does a minimal amount of damage instead of healing the enemy, like 1 or 5
Ooh.
damage or something. When paired with the Mad Milk especially, this would lead to Scout becoming a very unique support class, which
Yeah.
I think would be interesting. But even if it stayed exactly the same,
I think some
that
high level
wouldn't be the worst
scouts
thing in the world. I
could
guess you
use
could
that
also
and be
festivize
crazy.
it, but it's pretty damn
Absolutely
festive as it
cracked.
stands. It would also be
It's
funny
true.
if you could apply one of those gaudy Christmas war paints to it, especially the one that just looks like a candy cane texture.
The
In
candy
any
cane
case,
texture on a
for
candy
now,
cane? That's
go out
fine.
there and give the enemies a taste of the Christmas spirit and peppermint, and tell them Fish said Merry Christmas.
Sent Merry Christmas or said Merry Christmas. There's gonna be the credits, and I wonder if there's gonna be a little after credit scene. Are we gonna see Kyogre again? There was a Kyogre last week, I'm pretty sure. Just a random Kyogre went swimming by. Yeah, that's normal. Random keys? Don't know what those keys. Are those all squirt shots? What? Was that a fish? Did he put a fish in a box? That's a sun on a stick and a fish. I come burying Obama. When the Candy Cane video coming out. Oh, a bunch of Candy Cane stuff. Or Christmas stuff. That's... What is that? Diddy Kong? I think it's Diddy Kong. That's a lot of fish. Fishman. Oh, thank you, Fishman. What is that? A fishing adventure. That's funny. Any Kyogre? No Kyogre. Are those? Oh, no, there's Kyogre. How in the world did he come up with, like, this whole end credit scene? There's got to be a scene afterwards. There's still 30 seconds left in this. I also have a Patreon, and they allow me to not have a paywall on the channel or put any of my content behind paywalls. And they get the videos a day early, which is awesome. Oh, I guess, is there no after credit? No? Oh, yeah. What is it? Oh my god, that ragdoll.
Dr. Crentis is defeated.
Who? Oh, Dr. Crentis. I guess that was his name in the game. Huh. So that is the end of Bad Weapon Academy For now, when new episodes come out, I'm definitely going to react to this. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss that. And definitely let me know what other series you want me to react to down in the comment section. And if you see one that you also agree with, make sure you like it to let me know that you enjoy it or want that. Like, I think Zesty has some pretty good videos. I don't really know. I know there's some Soundsmith videos I still need to watch because I love Soundsmith content. I'm not sure. I look forward to the future Bad Weapon Academy and the future videos I'm going to react to. And I really hope you enjoyed this video in this series, and I hope to see you back for future ones. But until next video, take care and cue the music.
We were playing that song.